Is Donald Trump suffering severe cognitive decline? Let's dig in. Okay, so on Sunday, the New York Times did a what I think is a terrific, thoughtful, good piece on this question, which lots and lots and lots of people have asked me about. The headline was Trump's speeches increasingly angry and rambling reignite the question of age. And I just want to read a piece of that New York Times story. A review of Mr. Trump's rallies, interviews, statements, and social media posts finds signs of change since he first took the political stage in 2015. He has always been discursive and has often been untethered to truth, but with the passage of time, his speeches have grown darker, harsher, longer, angrier, less focused, more profane, and increasingly fixated on the past. Just one more paragraph. According to a computer analysis by the New York Times, Mr. Trump's rally speeches now last an average of 82 minutes, compared with 45 minutes in 2016. Proportionally, he uses 13% more all or nothing terms like always and never than he did 8 years ago, which some experts consider a sign of advancing age. Okay, so I have a few thoughts on this. And I say this as someone who has, for the past 9 years, gone through virtually every Trump speech, interview, debate performance, line by line, literally reading it through. Let me start here. If you look at Donald Trump, just take the first debate he did with Hillary Clinton in 2016. If you take that debate performance and you compare it to the debate he did with Kamala Harris on September 10th, 2024, you will notice he is slower. His verbal command is not as wide. The words he uses are more limited. The fluency with which he speaks, just sort of the cadence, the way in which he speaks, is slower and a little bit more halting. His tendency to wander off in terms of thought patterns is higher. You just notice. If you look at 2016 Trump and 2024 Trump, there's a discernible difference there. And you see that in his speeches as well, and in the interviews he gives as well. He absolutely rambles more. Remember, 82 minutes is his average campaign speech now versus 45 minutes in 2016. That is absolutely noticeable. Now, what conclusion can we draw from that? I think a lot of people on this site and other places, particularly on the left, like to conclude that Donald Trump has some sort of severe cognitive decline happening, whether it's dementia, which many people have diagnosed him with from afar, or some other sort of major cognitive issue. Lots and lots of people on the left, especially, insist that these are signs that Donald Trump is in the midst of a real cognitive erosion, a major cognitive erosion. I guess I disagree with that, and I'll tell you why. I don't think there is any doubt, as I said, that between 2016 and today, Donald Trump has had some elements of cognitive decline, no question. The thing that I don't see, and again, I quote the New York Times here, they say his speeches have grown darker, harsher, longer, angrier, less focused, more profane, and increasingly fixated on the past. I agree with absolutely all those things, but none of those things to me suggest he is in the midst of some sort of major mental health issue, like Alzheimer's or Parkinson's or dementia. What they suggest to me is a guy who's 8 years older and was not young to start with. Look, Donald Trump in 2016 was 70 years old. He's 78 years old now. I think he has gotten slower. I think he uses much less vocabulary. The Times piece says that he speaks with the vocabulary of a fourth grade vocabulary. Most politicians speak with about an eighth grade vocabulary. I think all those things are true. I just don't think they're proof of much of anything other than he is definitely experiencing a level of cognitive decline relatively consistent with aging. And that cognitive decline would continue, even if there is no major health event, would continue for the next 4 years, which, if he was president, he would be the oldest person ever to be president of the United States at age 82. I think what's happening to Trump as he ages is he's getting more and more unbidden, less able to hide some of his less popular views, less willing to hide some of his less popular views. He is simply becoming more who he fundamentally is, which my experience with aging is it's 100% accurate and true with the people I know who have aged. my parents, my grandparents, none of them changed fundamentally. None of them had any major cognitive issues. None of them changed fundamentally. They just kind of became more of what they were like. In the case of my dad, a little bit more irascible. In the case of my grandfather, a little more quiet. They didn't change fundamentally. They became deeper. They deepened in who they already were. And I think for Trump, who he is sort of a bully, a know-it-all, a narcissist. All of these things are true, I think demonstrably, and I think he's become more of those things. But that does not equal he's in significant cognitive decline in the near term, that he's in the midst of some sort of major cognitive issue. Now, do I think that his cognition and the fact that we'd be electing somebody who's 82, who would be 82 at the end of his term should matter? Absolutely. Absolutely. This is the most stressful job in the world. That's why I always said Joe Biden at 81 is doing pretty damn well for an 81-year-old, but he's an 81-year-old who wants another 4 years as president of the United States. That's a different standard. And for me, it's a different standard for Trump too. He's pretty vibrant for a 78-year-old. He can get up and speak for 90 minutes, but he wants to be president of the United States. And so, yeah, absolutely, his fitness, mental and physical fitness for office should be an issue, probably a bigger issue than it is for a lot of voters. I'll add, as I mentioned in the video I made last week, this is a guy in Donald Trump who has not submitted to any major physical in recent memory, right, since he left the White House in 2020, and who has never released any detailed information about his medical history or his medical past. We had a one-page letter from his doctor in 2015 saying he would be the healthiest person ever elected president. The doctor later said that letter was dictated to him by Trump under pressure. So that's what we have to go on. That and some physicals he took while he was president, and we know he pressures doctors to give the best possible readout of those things. We've seen it happen time and time and time again. So you add it all up, and yeah, absolutely, Trump's age, mental abilities, physical abilities should be an issue. I personally think what I have seen with him is he has some level of cognitive erosion consistent with age. If that matters to you, I think it should. If that matters to you, I think it's a voting issue. I do not think you should conclude the man has dementia or Alzheimer's, some other major cognitive issue based on what I have seen, reported, and read and watched. Okay, as always, I ask you to do 4 things. I ask you to subscribe to this channel. I ask you to like this particular video. I ask you to comment on this video. Do it for the algorithm. And I ask you to tell 10 of your best and closest friends or enemies about this channel. I make videos every single day of the week, Monday through Thursday, and then on Fridays I do a live stream where I take your questions. All right, everybody. I think that is it for me, other than to say I am absolutely committed to doing this through the election. That's in 31 days from now. I'm absolutely in on that. I will continue to make these videos for as long as I can after the election. I hope to continue to do it as well. But in order to do that, I need your support. I need you to like this video. I need you to comment. I need you to subscribe to my channel. I need you to spread the word. I need you to head over to my Substack. Just search my name in Substack and check that out. A lot of free content, some paid content. So I need you. I need your support. And I hope I can have it going forward. All right, everybody. Take care.